I'm not Billy crazy up out here. See, I could say that crazy talk for somebody else.
And it wouldn't be us. It definitely wouldn't be me if we didn't talk about Kanye West, Yeezy, whatever you want to call it. This man, to some, this genius, to others, what in the world is he doing? Right. So he went on Drink Champs, which we've featured a few times on this podcast. Shout out to Nori. He does an amazing job, right? So Kanye West was on Drink Champs recently, did a 2-part, interview. And we spoke a little bit about it on the live show. And for me, it's a typical Kanye interview. I believe he is so in tune, even though people think he's out of tune. Like, he is so in tune with what works and what's going to get the attention that he strategically went on Drink Champs and spoke about certain topics. Of course, the Drake topic. Of course, Jay-Z topic. Of course, the divorce. He talked about everything that he talked about, the Trump situation, like everything that people wanted to know and questioned him about and called him crazy about. He addressed it, right? Now, it confused me a lot. I ain't gonna lie. There's a lot of parts I was very confused. But I'm not going to say that it's wrong in any kind of way. He just has a different type of mind. Now, there's this one part that out of all the 2 interviews stuck out to me, and it doesn't even matter what he says anymore, right? And going along with the theme of haters, a lot of people have called Kanye crazy. Clearly not on this show because I wouldn't allow it. But a lot of people have, and well, here's his response.
You crazy. Oh, you running for president? You crazy. Are you sleeping in stay up? You crazy. Oh, you cut your hair different? You crazy. Are you wearing skinny jeans back in the days? You crazy. Are you walking around with the Hermes bags? You crazy. And I could do all these things to people, and I'm gonna tell you like this, for Britney Spears and for anybody, okay, I'm crazy, but what y'all gonna do about it? All this with now. I'm not Billy crazy up out here. See, I could say that crazy talk for somebody else. Y'all now.
I'm 9 Billy crazy.
Listen.
9.
Listen. I'm going to keep this short. Say what you want about Kanye. Say what you want. When your accomplishments are louder than your haters, it really doesn't matter what they have to say. Okay? However many billions he is, he's a billionaire. Okay? He could do whatever he wants. He could say whatever he wants. And it is perfectly fine. My man on the interview said he wants to buy America. Okay. Why not? He's said a lot of things and done a lot of things that we may agree or disagree about. And everybody will have their opinion on people who are truly successful. What we cannot knock is that Kanye is successful. Not in his own world. In society, if you are a billionaire, you are successful.
Yeah.
Okay? So it how do I want to put this? When you have such an accomplishment that, no pun intended, trumps everything, stay strong to that. And granted, I don't think a lot of us are going to say we 9 Billy crazy. Not saying that, right? But what I am saying, there is something that we've accomplished that is bigger than what people are saying, right? Bigger than some of their doubts, bigger than some of their perspectives on what we are doing. Who cares? Who truly cares? To him, he had a weird haircut. He wears whatever he wants to wear. He has holes in his sweaters and sells it for $300. His sneakers continuously sell out and they don't look the greatest to some, you know? Who cares when clearly his sneakers are selling out, his clothes are selling out, his music is still doing amazing numbers and amazing streams. His businesses are in check. He's saying he wants to take his company, Yay, because he owns it, and make it public. Who cares?
Yeah.
Like I'm a flex on you. You say all these crazy. Now I didn't understand why he brought up Britney Spears, but that was a different story. I didn't really follow that part. But who cares? Like, if he wants to wear a bag, let him wear a bag. What I did find funny about the interview is when he admitted that he wasn't like a backpack rapper. Did you catch that?
Yeah. That was funny. Yeah,
he was like, "I'm sorry. Yeah. I didn't kill nobody. I'm not a street person, but I'm not a backpack. I never heard any of that music."
Yeah, no, that's hilarious. He look, I'm gonna go on record, and let me say this as a precursor, all right? If anyone listened, and I listened to both of those interviews.
Mm-hmm.
I also listened to the Joe Rogan interview, the interview that he did with Joe Rogan. I believe that was a 2-part interview.
Mm-hmm.
Now, if anyone listened to this last interview on Drink Champs and you did it just to kind of like fill your desire for gossip, please go back and listen to the context, the mindset, right? Forget about the gossip for a moment. Like, forget about who said what and what he did to who. Like, just listen to the context of the situation, right? Because I said this on the live show, I myself walked away inspired, all right? And I noticed the same thing happened to me, had the same effect on me when I listened to the Joe Rogan interview. Because for me, I'm not so into the gossip part of it. I'm observing things like, man, this dude is free.
Yes.
Free. He doesn't have a care in the world about what you're gonna think about him, what you say, what you've said, what you're gonna say. Like, he's truly free. So immediately I had to ask myself a question like, yo, what kind of inner work did he do to put himself in a position to talk that freely and not fear the repercussions that might come from behind it? Because to some extent, which I know is true to some regard, which is a little bit of what you said, of course, is, you know, it's a marketing, it's a publicity thing. Like, he knows what he's gonna say, so he's doing that. But the other part of it is like, dang, to just speak that freely and almost call out any and everybody without any fear or disregard. Right. There's a level of inner work, a level of mastery that's been done on the inside to allow you to move and shape that way and see what others don't see and not fear that they're not going to understand or call you out for it. Mm-hmm. One of my favorite parts about the interview, though, is when he talked about Ice Cube and Chappelle as one of the only other artists to really kind of stand for something and speak their truth and not necessarily fear some of the people in the industry.
Yeah.
But he was telling, like, kind of putting it out there as a general message, like, don't go for them, come for me. You know, like saying, like, I want to be the leader of this, like, free thought type thing. Like, don't just go and try and go after people who might, you know, maybe can't handle the pressure. Come for me. So I felt like that was a sign of true ownership and leadership in terms of like, let me kind of carry the weight for what's going to happen for them. And for those who listen to the interview and you didn't hear how much he's talking about community, how much he's talking about building an orphanage, a school, doing things to make sure that people are together. You know, he goes on to talk about, and this will be the last thing because I don't want to spoil it for those who didn't listen, but on the live, we kind of joked about like, dang, I thought you were, you know, a true Christian or a believer. How are you cursing this much on the interview, but you took the cursing out of your album?
Mm-hmm.
And he goes on to say like, no, because I wanted this to be the type of music that people can play in their home around their children and not have to fear anything. They still get good, entertaining music. So he is at a point where he understands his responsibility. You know, so like for me, I don't know. I saw it from a much higher viewpoint. And I was like, no, I respect, I appreciate, and I'm actually inspired by kind of the inner work that somebody has to put in to arrive at that level and just speak freely. And it was low key funny too. I'm not gonna lie. I think his laugh is probably the funniest. But yeah, no, it's really a good conversation.
Yeah, all the way. Really good interview. Prepared to watch it twice because you're gonna get confused.
You need to, yeah.
Yeah, I definitely would recommend watching it twice, but he is, and I think I posted something about it. Hold on. I think that was one of my last posts. I said, when creating, we all need that level of confidence and I don't care like Kanye West.
Mm-hmm.
Because when you get to a point of just saying whatever you want to say, doing whatever you want to do, and still have your head high, and like that's different. That's different. I think that's what we all, you know, strive for. Is that that type of freedom. Now the people he talked about, they're just kind of piggybacking off of what he said. It's nothing original off their end. They're just responding. But we're still spending more time watching what Kanye did. Even if they respond, now we're like, what are you talking about? We're going back to the interview. Oh, he did say that. You know?
Yeah.
And say what you want. We all want that type of freedom. Whether we're 100%. Creating brands, businesses, just a creator of some sort. We just want that freedom. That's it.